How about a little science trivia? I usually do this with elementary students, so you guys are going to rock it. It's called ocean or land. I'm going to ask a question. If you think the answer is land, point down and yell land. If you think the answer is ocean, wave your hands up in the air and yell ocean. All right, we'll start with a warm-up question. Which one covers more of the Earth's surface, ocean or land? You got that, yes. About 72% of the planet is covered by ocean. Next one, are there more volcanoes on land or in the ocean? A lot of oceans out there. If you said ocean, you are correct. About 3/4 of the volcanoes on our planet are in the ocean, and most of those could erupt without anyone ever knowing it was happening. One more question. Is there more plant life on land or in the ocean? If you said land that time, you would be wrong because 85% of the plant life on our planet is in the ocean. Those plants photosynthesize, turning carbon dioxide into oxygen, which means that marine plants are responsible for most of the oxygen in the air that we breathe. The ocean is vital to our very existence. Now, you might be wondering what you're looking at here, kind of hard to make out. You're looking at 10% of this image. We humans have explored less than 10% of our ocean, this important resource on our planet. So why is that? I'm going to give you 3 reasons. First, it is really difficult. The ocean is dark, it's cold, and it exerts a crushing pressure on anything that would try to dive down into it. It takes dedicated engineering efforts and special materials to survive in the deep sea. Now, I know a little bit about that. I've been working for the last decade as an engineer on ocean observing systems. And there is one hurdle that's constant in my profession, and that brings me to the second reason why we don't explore the ocean more. And that is, it's expensive. In 2012, James Cameron, the filmmaker, became only the 3rd person in history to descend down to the deepest part of the ocean, the Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench. I feel like you need to say that with, I don't know, the Mariana Trench. By contrast, 12 people have walked on the moon, by the way. Now, Cameron is reported to have spent about $10 million for 3 hours of bottom time. It seems pretty pricey, right? Now, in the realm of exploration, is it really? The US government alone spends over 100 times more on space exploration than on ocean exploration. Why is that? Well, it takes political and social will to drive exploration. That means people like you and me have to agree that it's important. Well, that brings me to the 3rd reason why we don't explore the ocean more, and that's one of access. Now, it's not that the ocean is less accessible than outer space. It's here on our planet and everything. But I read this blog post, and it suggested that while anyone can look up at the night sky and wonder what's out there, very few people, by contrast, have access to the ocean, and fewer still have access to what's under the ocean, maybe a handful of ocean researchers, James Cameron, of course. So what do we do about this access? I started thinking about that a few years ago when I got to participate in my first career day as a parent. So I got to show pictures, much like the ones you're looking at, to my children's preschool peers, and they got so excited about what they saw. And so I started thinking about, well, how can I share that with a few more kids? And so I took a step outside of my engineering wheelhouse and wrote a children's book. It's a book about a robot that explores an underwater volcano. Yeah, those are my kids reading it, actually. So, posed photo. So I'm really excited to go and share this with anyone who will listen, so call me, right? But it's going to take a lot more people getting involved to grow access to the ocean, because when we have access, the excitement builds, and when we have excitement, the money flows, and when we have funding, we can engineer new technology to tackle really difficult challenges. So remember that picture you saw that we only saw 10% of it? Well, spoiler alert, that happens to be the very last page in the book that I wrote. Yeah. It comes around by asking what makes this volcano erupt. And the answer is we don't really know for sure. So that's just a reminder of how far we have to go to understand the mysteries of the deep.